Hi, thanks for spending time with me again today. We're looking at number 19 from Charlie Porter's Lyrical Etudes book. This is in A major most of the time. And I'm just going to play through it for you, and then we'll see if we can find some things to help our playing in here. I'm going to have to go back and do a little bit repair work on that one. I'm noticing that as I read through these, I don't really know them well enough in order to be recording them. And what I mean is this: I'm reading and I'm playing. I'm making little mistakes. And what it proves to me is that I'm not hearing a continuum. I'm not hearing the continuous idea of the music without interruption. There are little hiccups. And that's very annoying. So the basis of consistent playing, which most people are interested in, to play physically consistently, is actually to hear accurately what's coming next. And I got fooled a couple of times as I went through. So what I would do is go back and practice those areas that were a little bit sketchy. Now, granted, another issue that I have, and I've showed you this many times, is I really don't have any glasses that allow me to see well enough in order to read accurately. So a lot of times I'm making mistakes just because I can't quite see what I'm doing when I look at the page. And of course, if I practice what I preach, then what I'm going to be trying to do is memorize the music so I don't have to look at it. But when you're sight reading, it helps to be able to see. so that's part of the package too. Okay, I want to talk about a couple of things in this one. It's pretty straightforward. It says tempo rubato, molto espressivo. I don't think I did a whole lot of rubato. Rubato is something that you can either kind of stick on the music, you kind of attach it to the outside of the music, or it can come from what I've said before, what the music is telling you. What is it telling you? What does it want to do? Okay, so I'm just looking at the first line. So I'm going to play through the first line again and see what I can find. So there's part of a harmonic progression. It's going someplace. And see, now I've come back around and I'm home again. You see, it's going to cadence in the tonic. So part of what I need to do in order to understand how to interpret the music, I have to listen to, well, this is not theoretical analysis. It is, I mean, if you have good music theory skills, great, use them. But it's recognizing how the structure affects the feeling of the music. That's the key for a performer. So you're going along, and it's pretty straightforward. You have some different shapes. You have slightly different interval relationships, a little bit of harmonic shift, as I mentioned. But what does that mean? What does it do in terms of the way you, as a listener, are hearing it? We're not thinking about our technical problems anymore. I'll get to that in a minute, because there are a few technical problems in this, which are going to be pretty obvious once you run into them. And those two things go together. But I like to start with the music. I give a little bit more dimensional quality to it that time. And the way I did it is with two things: emphasis, weight in this case on the notes, and timing. So I took a little bit of time, instead of going that's kind of straight through, and that's fundamental. It's a fundamental skill. It's like being able to ride your bicycle slowly and with complete stability without wobbling, right? So you're just keeping it moving. That's one of our essential skills. Once that's there, then we can start to play around with it. But why? Now Charlie puts some lines over the notes in the first bar. And what I did is I gave them a slight extra weight that time. And to me, that can work or not work. I'm not sure whether it works or not. I'd have to do it a few different ways and then listen and record it and listen to it. And so if I'm working on a piece for performance, one of the main things that I have to have as the performer is I need to be convinced of what I'm trying to say. I don't have to have every detail under control, but I need to be convinced of the energy, the expressive energy of the music and what I'm trying to say. And if I want to get into more detail, that'll help me have a clearer picture of what I'm aiming at. Now, this is flexible when you perform, but the more you have a clear idea in your mind, the easier it is to physically play the trumpet. That's really something you need to think about for a while. Even when you're just playing the simplest thing in the world, like what do you want it to sound like? What's the character of the sound? What's the sense of the time as it's moving through? What's happening in terms of any of the ingredients, articulation to dynamics, vibrato, anything? How does that contribute? How do all those different colors and textures contribute to what the music means? So this is kind of like a mini class on music interpretation, I guess. I don't know if I'm doing a very good job at that, but that's what I do with everything that I play. So I'm feeling like I need to play again. But one thing I'm noticing is like, I played that first phrase. Does that phrase happen at other places in the piece? It does. In other words, there may not be exactly the same notes, but the same shape, the same gesture, which has the same feel, except maybe for the harmonic context, takes place at several places in the piece. And any casual listener recognizes that. They might be conscious of it. You as a musician, you need to be conscious of it. So first two bars. Okay. There it happens again. Second line. First two bars of the second line. Sorry, G sharp. See, rhythmically, it's unison. It's the same. It's exactly the same as what I played. The articulation's the same. The markings are the same. The notes and the interval relationships are different. So, but the shape is going to be. That's just like the part I just played, only it's it doesn't go the same place, and it has slightly different notes. So I'm going to play the first two bars of the second line. And the first two bars of the third line. So the ya-da-dee, the appoggiatura is the same, but he gets there in a different route. And this is what I really enjoy about these pieces. They feel extemporaneous. They feel like they're being made up at the moment, and you're just kind of following the muse, so to speak, which is where we get the more music from, obviously. Now, where does that happen again? Well, if you go down to the key change, it's the same gesture, different articulation and different notes, and it's in a different key. So now it says B flat, but actually it's D minor, right? It says B flat in the key signature, but it's D minor, and you can hear that. So you have that dum da dee da 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 dee, dum dum da dee da 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 dee da dee da. There's a rhythmic component. So you have rhythmic similarities and harmonic similarities and melodic similarities or differences. And as the player, you want to be showing those to people when you're playing. So it's like, this is kind of a variation on what happened before. So here it's a big change. I'm going to play the beginning, the tempo Piu Mosso, which I don't think I played it Piu Mosso when I just performed it for you. And now he set you up harmonically so you can tell it's going to resolve back in A major. I know I've been a college professor for many years. And so I'm probably talking like a professor, but that's not really what I'm interested in. This is not academic. It's not scholarly. For me, it's about the direct experience of the music that someone listening to the music has, the person listening to you play. So as you go work on these things, I hope some of these ideas are helpful to you and that you can hear the differences and notice these kind of ingredients in the music that are making it work or not work, depending on how you judge after you listen to your own recording. So don't get stuck only on the technical details or on the physical ability to play certain things on the trumpet, or even on the qualities of what's coming out of the horn. It's the musical idea that's the motivator behind all those things that's the interesting part, at least to me. I hope you share that, and I hope this has been helpful to you, and I'll see you later on. Join me next time when you have a few moments to spend. Thanks. Have a great day. Enjoy your practice. Bye-bye.